Yeah, what up? You know it's your boy Mr. Consistent. You know why? Because we dropping videos every single day. Every single day? Daily videos though? Oh my God. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, keep it pushing. But anyway, today's video, we got a video coming from Law&Crime Network, and the title of it is Teen Plan to Put to Sleep Ex-Girlfriend and Her Mom After Raping 14-year-old Girl. Man, this sound crazy. I ain't even gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to keep the language a little bit clean so that way we don't get yellow flagged or anything. But yeah, let's get into it, guys.
Make sure you don't have any weapons on you, okay?
Police officers in Norman, Oklahoma stop a man they say was on his way to carry out a plan to murder his ex-girlfriend and her mom.
I just don't get how this works.
We'll explain it all to you. Just hang tight for a minute, okay, so we can figure out what's going on.
I'll tell you all about the allegations made against Matthew Austin and about the charge he faces in a totally separate case.
You know, I'll tell you how it works. How it's gonna work is you gonna spend a whole lot of time locked up, my boy. That's how it's gonna go to work.
Welcome to Crime Fix. I'm Angenette Levy. This case is just really disturbing. I want to tell you about that right off the top. Matthew Austin is in jail in Norman, Oklahoma, and he faces a number of charges, including 2 counts of planning to cause death and 1 count of rape. Police stopped Austin on July 18th. He was walking down a street, and he didn't seem too happy about being stopped. Police say they stopped him after receiving a call from someone who said that Austin was actually talking about killing his ex-girlfriend and her mother, and he had plans to do it. I'll tell you more on what police say Austin was planning in just a moment. But first, here's a look at the body camera footage.
It's Austin, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'll try and patch it out, make sure you don't have any weapons on you, okay?
Where am I going?
You're not under arrest right now. He said he's just going to pat you down.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting put in handcuffs. Right?
For now, yes.
How?
Well, at least you're going to be in handcuffs for now.
Now, at one point during this interaction, police appear to ask Austin whether or not he has a knife. That will become important later.
Yeah, if he end up having a weapon on him, I mean, that's really all they need. That just adds to it. You know what I'm saying? Whoever was the...
I know you're enjoying the video. I'm sorry that I had to interrupt, but I just wanted to tell you that we now have members only content. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell notification, and make sure you hit right here, join, right? We have supporter, gives you certain perks as far as emojis, badges, and stuff like that. Then we have early access, which is you have early access to the videos that will be coming up on the channel, plus whatever comes in the supporter package. And then you have VIP, which you get everything in the supporter package and in early access, but alongside members only live streams. You can join me on the live stream if you want. And we have exclusive, and I mean exclusive, members only videos. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you join the members only.
The caller that was saying, yo, he's gonna go do this, and then you got a weapon on you that you might potentially be able to use in that crime. I mean, yeah, you gonna get put in handcuffs, my boy. You're going down, boy.
You have a card for that?
No, I didn't.
A lighter?
Lighter.
Now, police say they stopped Matthew Austin while he was walking down the street near his ex-girlfriend's house. He was very close. An affidavit says a friend of Austin's called police after he said he was going to kill the ex. Part of it reads, one witness stated that the defendant was at his house talking about how his ex-girlfriend was messing with his life. The witness stated that the defendant went to the Home Depot and bought painter's masks and black latex gloves. The witness said that Austin tried on the mask and the gloves and asked, "How do I look?" The affidavit says the witness claimed that Austin picked up an airsoft gun and asked whether he should actually buy a real gun. The affidavit continues. The witness stated that the defendant then talked about going to his ex-girlfriend's house and killing her and her mom. The affidavit says the witness, who is a friend of Austin's, as I mentioned, told him that he could not kill the young woman and her mom and that he would get caught. That witness stated that the defendant then said he would stab them so no one would scream.
Yo, this dude is bugging. He bugging. If you think that, I don't know how people think, I know probably a lot of murders go more unsolved than actually solved. Like, if you really want to think about it, but a lot of people get caught. I mean, a lot of people do get caught. So, I mean, to take a chance and you pretty much, when you do something like that, not only are you going to end their life, but you're going to end your own life, because you're either going to, get up out of here, you know what I'm saying? See you in the afterlife, you heard? Or you're going to go to prison for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, stuff like that is not worth it. And it's always over a girl. For guys, most crimes is either because it's over a girl or you're broke. That's one of the two ways. It's either some way, shape, or form a girl is involved or you're just broke. You know what I'm saying? And that's an easy way for you to go to jail. You gotta keep your emotions in check as a man. I mean, if she's bugging you or whatever the case may be, just get away from her. You know what I'm saying? Change your number. She's an ex. It's not like she's a current. So, but I'm trying to see what's the thing with the 14-year-old girl though. That's what I'm trying to what? Cause yeah, that's a plan, you planning it, but you also a creep? Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy, bruh. These creeps, man.
Now, what the witness told police sounds terrifying. It's horrifying. So the witness was concerned enough to take this seriously. The witness stated that the defendant told him his plan was to put on the mask and gloves, knock on the door, and whoever answered, he would then decide what to do. The witness called police, leading to the encounter with officers on the street.
Is there music playing on your phone?
Signal 90 could turn into a 9. Just a contact RP. Possibly 29. Advised to get out of the house. And her husband
What's going on?
Getting mad
There's
at
another
her.
officer talking to your friend right now.
I don't understand how I can just get put in handcuffs by just an allegation.
I'll explain it to you. Oh, hold on. I gotta put my seat down.
Can I pause this?
Yeah.
That ain't just an allegation, my boy. That's a serious allegation. Like, you planning to go end somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Like, of course the cops are gonna take that serious, and you going to jail, my boy. You going to jail, bro.
There it should be, that button.
Is he door locked?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't get how this works. I can...
We'll explain it all to you. Just hang tight for a minute, okay, so we can figure out what's going on.
Now, that affidavit says that Matthew Austin said that he was guilty of making these threats as he was in the back of the police car on the way to the jail. What's also really disturbing about this case, Matthew Austin is accused of raping a 14-year-old girl earlier that month after meeting her at church. Police in the neighboring jurisdiction of Moore wrote in an affidavit that the victim stated she was 14 years old to Matthew, who advised that he was 16 years old. The victim stated, according to the affidavit, that Matthew visited her residence and forced himself on her and raped her. The affidavit says Matthew advised,
Yo, this dude is a certified weirdo, bruh. You're a creep. Like, what? What are you doing with your life, bro? You're that big of a loser that you gotta go take it from some girl? Like, yo, these guys are weird. These guys are weirdos, bro. Weirdos. Weirdos. Not only are you're such a big weirdo that you got to take it from somebody, right? But then to make it even worse, as if that's not bad enough, to make it worse, you gonna take it from a kid, bruh? You gonna take it from a kid and claim that you 16, bruh? These guys are weirdos. Weirdos. Like, he need to be locked up, bruh. Let him get handled up in there, man. Let him, yeah. You gonna have a good old time up in there, boy, you freaking weirdo. Creep.
Everything would be fine and not to tell anyone due to their age, and it needed to be a secret. It continues. The victim confronted Matthew about his social media, stating that he was 18 years old in text messages. Matthew advised the victim that it was a typo, showing to be 18. More police say when Matthew Austin was taken into custody for the threats against his ex-girlfriend, he told police that he actually believed the girl was 19. I spoke with Norman Police Public Information Officer Sarah Shetler about the case and these disturbing allegations.
This is one of those cases where an individual coming forward with information, even if they don't think that it is important, or maybe they think that that individual is not being serious about that information, coming forward with that information is really essential and was essential to this case and potentially even preventing a larger crime.
I also spoke with Sarah Shetler about how Norman Police actually found out about the threats that Matthew Austin was allegedly making against his ex-girlfriend and her mother. As I told you earlier, a friend of his reported it, and that was very important.
So that initial call came in from friends of the suspect who had spoken with him and had heard these potential threats really voiced out and shown out in a multitude of ways. And so they reported to our officers that their friend had told them that he was frustrated with what the ex-girlfriend had done to him and their status in their relationship, and that he felt like it was negatively impacting his life. And so that's when he started to tell them, maybe this is something that I should do. Maybe I should go and purchase these items and then, kill them. Maybe I should take this to the next level. And he kind of detailed that in a multitude of ways to that friend. And then ultimately went to, a local store, purchased gloves and a mask, and the friend saw those things that he had purchased and he had put them on.
It's always over a girl, bruh. Guys always throwing their life away over a girl. It don't make no sense, bruh. Y'all get y'all emotions in check, man. For real. For real, for real.
Was showing them to them. And at that point, that's when they contacted local law enforcement. Our officers actually contacted this individual walking down the street in our jurisdiction with those items in a bag. And officers were able to stop him, begin to communicate with him, and ultimately potentially prevent any further action from occurring.
Shetler talked about the importance of people around Matthew Austin calling in to report their concerns.
And they did exactly what they should have done in this scenario. A lot of the individuals involved are somewhat young, so 18 years old. And, those individuals told other people around them that were important to them, and they confirmed, like, hey, this is concerning information. And even if it's false or just something that he has thought about or considered, that you should absolutely report that so law enforcement can investigate that further. And as far as what that looks like for us, a lot of that stuff is still part of that ongoing investigation as officers try to, determine exactly, what his intention was at that moment when we did contact him. But there was definitely evidence that he had and considered some of these things leading up to it, just based on what he had discussed with his peers.
It's kind of a good reminder that all of us, when we hear somebody talking like this, should take it seriously. At this point, Matthew Austin is charged with making these threats and with raping the 14-year-old girl. And these are all allegations. He's innocent until proven guilty. I asked how long police believe that Austin had been talking about harming his ex and her mom.
I don't know that we have any indication on that timeline of how long that had been a part of it. He did detail to officers that there had been a lot of stress in his life of recent, and so it appeared to have been something that was more of a a recent idea or something that had came to him based on what was occurring in his life in the present moment.
At one point in the body camera footage, Matthew Austin, he sounds kind of inconvenienced, but calm. Sarah Shetler said Matthew Austin offered an explanation for having the gloves and the mask.
So our officers were, very aware of what his, posture was, how he was reacting at the scene. And of course, they were working to keep him as calm as possible based on this scenario as they worked to try to investigate, what his potential intentions were, where he was headed. He did tell our officers that, he was just going to paint a portion of his home. That was kind of his initial reasoning for having said items on him at the time. But
you was going to paint? That's the best excuse you could come up with? You was going to paint? Yo, it's like guys don't even think about the right excuses to tell the cops. I mean, god dang, if you gonna do a crime, I mean, woo. Felt that in the chest, boy. Hold up. If you're gonna do a crime, I mean, at least come up with an alibi or something. You was gonna paint? That's it? Now, the threats and stuff like that, I would assume, unless they got it in like maybe text message, that could be he say, she say, unless they got multiple like people, that he's told this to. But what's really gonna get him is that grape charge, man. You in there, you graping kids, bro? Like, I don't get it, bro. I will never understand that at all, bro. You not only are you graping somebody, but a kid at that? You're that big of a loser that you have to do that? These guys are losers, man. Losers.
I mean, he was very cooperative with law enforcement. And I think based on other cases that were occurring with him being contacted by law enforcement recently in regards to another case, I think that's where a lot of that frustration kind of came from and was stemming from, as he felt like law enforcement was very much present and around him all the time. And ultimately, based on what we were able to determine in speaking with him and then getting the additional evidence and information from those reporting parties, we were able to put together that this, is serious. And ultimately, he's going to be held accountable for the threats and things that he had stated he would do.
Matthew Austin has not yet entered a plea to the charges. He is due in court this week, and his bail has been set at $400,000. That's it for this episode.
Wow. $400,000. You gonna be in jail a long time, my boy. And not only that, you gonna have a rough time in there, boy, because you don't look like I don't know, maybe them boys got your back in there, but you in there for that type of charge? I don't think you gonna have a good time, my boy.
Watch when I get in the mood. No time for the fakes. When you see me, I see you, no FaceTime. Shoot my shot, green beam. 2K shit that get a nigga lean.